Hello everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Enclave Reborn. You may notice that Reno is still alive. Yeah, I accidentally, when I was in this menu, I accidentally hit exit game, not exit to menu. So my game didn't save, it just straight up exited as if I had completed the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Here we are. Reno has yet to fall. Which means the events have not triggered yet. Work on making surgents. There. Why do they have Hermes armor? Why does New Reno have Hermes armor? I didn't notice that the first time around, but now I'm concerned. How do they have Hermes power armor? They can butt out. The Enclave is pure strength.
This is Enclave main comm. Enclave here.
Let's see here. Before I draw a front line, MODOK, the Den, Vipers. Put some guys against here and send the rest of you to the Viper territory. Alright, well, with this new opportunity available to us, we have something to work with. Previously, we were stuck in a situation where we lost all our legitimacy and everything was not going well. I forgot to click a national focus for a second. Oops. But now we don't. So yeah, I regret a few of the actions I made, so we're going to be changing them this time around. Resistance target goes down. Was this the one I wanted to change to get the civilian workshops and the bottle caps? Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. The resistance is. Let me go to the compliance. Compliance is 0%. Resistance is not great. It's going up. Which actually leads me to occupied territories. Yeah, that would explain it. We're gonna go for caravan guards, because absolutely none in the terms of garrisoning this is not a wise idea. We're gonna be down in a lot of equipment soon enough. We're gonna be in a major deficit, but that's fine in comparison to letting the resistance go up unchecked. We have more than enough power arm to man most of this border, but unfortunately not enough. Luckily, we're training a little bit. I'm gonna have to make this one and assign it to you. See our army depot, assign you to there. Okay. I know there's a focus or two that should help us out. We're gonna finish these and we're gonna go for the new capital, which gains me a whole bunch of cores on all of this. And cores are good. Cores give me manpower. Cores make it so that the people resist me less. Federal budget. Hold on. We're gonna go with this one, allowing him to go legit. Bishop escapes the NCR. I've already decided this one, but I'm gonna read this one out first. Dealing with rights. Some say that the Wright family has spent the last few decades building with one hand and destroying with the other. But compared to the other families, this makes them almost redeemable. Mr. Wright's vision of a more peaceful and stable New Reno is not entirely incompatible with our own. We're gonna allow him to go legit. We're going to probably go with this one. How much political power do I have? 807, not bad. It appears that Mr. Bishop has slipped through our fingers, boarding a secret vertibird for the NCR. His location is currently unclear. We must consider the possibility that he may attempt to pull strings in the new California Republic to turn the Bears' attention to us as a means of getting revenge. They won't believe him. Right, we have to deal with the federal budget now. Thrad defects to the Troll Warren. The Sierra Enclave's liberation of New Reno has chased much of the city's riffraff to the ends of the earth. Among those who fled is Thrad, the Immortal, one of the Master's greatest servants, or greatest warriors. He has defected to Troll Warren, where he has rapidly risen in the first ranks. These reinforcements will give the Troll Warren a powerful tool against the Washington Brotherhood, who's already overextended, oppressing the neighbors, which gives them a major buff. Patrolling New Reno. We're going to go with this one, even if it gives us a war support increase because of the fact that it gains us legitimacy and it allows for increased compliance growth. Establish strict rules of engagement. I'm gonna go with promote patriotic songs because it gives us war support and stability. I forgot to read that out to you guys. Oops, I'm sorry. Pretty much it was like something about radios and whatnot and what we were gonna send over the airwaves, so we decided patriotic songs, which gives us war support and stability, which we definitely need. Anyway. Actually, let me get more infantry perks to help my ground troops. Alright, so either lose legitimacy. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's... Never mind, we're making a deal with the Van Graffs. Yikes. Lose 200 base manpower and then 1,000 people in New Reno. That's not good. That's really not good. Alright, we're gonna lose 200. We're gonna do that. We're gonna lose 200 bottle caps. Pretty much the entirety we got from civilian factories and whatnot we gained. Speaking of, how's the construction going? Okay. I think... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I think I'm gonna pop that down to 1. Let this finish out. January, February, March, April. So only a month. It's not too bad. And then we'll have these two finish up. Civilian workshop, infrastructure. I feel like we're gonna need civilian workshops more. So we're gonna get 3 between this. Though I want this stuff to be more important since this needs to be repaired. So we'll add 3 plus this destroyed one, which will help. And then we'll have 3 military factories in Sierra Army Depot in the main province, which will give us more technology to use for this kind of stuff. It gives us more. It allows us to make more guns, more power armor, and really whatever else we need. So if I wanted to edit this and add, I don't know, a fire team, we'd have to add a certain amount of equipment so I could supply new things to that. Currently, we have 3 new Enclave power armor divisions getting trained, and we want to get 8 of the regular infantry deployed. So, shouldn't be too hard. Let's unpause the game. All the numerous... Okay, we're gonna have to... We need vacuum tubes. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's just resistance to occupation. Never mind, I thought it was worse. So we need vacuum tubes for this to move on to this stuff. Okay, that's fine. That's not too hard. I think I should probably start working into aircraft, maybe. But I don't know. I'm happy I got this stuff, but we're gonna go for this one. It's ahead of time, so we'll take a penalty on it, but it's fine. We're gonna go with the new capital because that's incredibly important. All right, those of New Reno. The ones in charge of New Reno are one thing. The people of New Reno are another. While some are common citizens living in a tough town, the vast bulk are mercenaries, crime enforcers, and petty criminals. While would dare not face us directly, they know the streets and they can easily discover our patrol routes. There's a reason even the NCR had trouble trying to rein in New Reno. However, we're not the NCR. We're the Enclave. A few of our more bleeding hearts have suggested rebuilding infrastructure and providing goods and services in lieu of patrols. More traditional thinkers, however, know that enforcing the law in a lawless town and the dead bodies buried in Golgotha are all that is needed to remind wayward New Reno denizens that they need to mind their Uncle Sam. We are from the government and we're here to help. So we either add compliance with more legitimacy, or we drop resistance, more political power, more caps. We're gonna go for this one. Compliance, resistance isn't great right now, but compliance is very helpful. It'll help drop resistance. Or that's what I understand it does anyway. Besides, once we complete the new capital, we core all the stuff. So, should be a step in the right direction. Right. Low 25%, heat attrition, hot acclimatization, special forces capacity modifier, special forces division training time. We're gonna go with Sergeant Major Eddie R. Fox. We don't really need a Chief of Navy guy. Air Force is not necessarily helpful at the moment. War support might be a bit of a problem. So, we could get this war support guy. Yeah, we're gonna go with this interventionist guy. We're also gonna get this entrenchment genius, cause no, we're not gonna touch that. Alright, we're gonna change the loyal officers, which will lose us political power, but increase starting level new army leaders, special forces capacity will increase, and daily intellectual support will increase. So that will be incredibly helpful. Problem is, besides this one gives elite support, which I don't like. Construction speed plus reach speed. We lose a bit of caps, but fine. go with this. Captain of Industry, Infrastructure and Civilian Factory increase. And this last guy. I don't know how this guy would be profitable in any way. Especially in comparison to this guy. Oh. The one thing about him that I don't like. Harold Richardson. He could be useful. We're gonna get him. He's gonna be helpful. We're gonna hold on to some political power and we're gonna unpause the game. So we can get the new capital. Once we get the new capital, we can do Reno Reborn. And we can decide if we want to do this, because I believe we'll have the mutant question available to us after the new capital. Okay. Pause the game again. Okay, we're going to do this one at a time. With the city of New Reno now fully under our control, we are now governing over a significant amount of wastelanders. Since we cannot install Enclave members to every single position of influence in the city, some wastelanders have begun exercising the amount of power within our borders. I want the legitimacy, but I don't know. War support amount does not help. Screw it, we're gonna go for the legitimacy. Alright, New Reno slaves. During the liberation of New Reno, we have come across a large population of slaves, triggering off a debate as to whether we should allow the practice of slavery in these United States. Although there are those who say slavery is un-American, others point out that a captive workforce could be a boon to our economy and has historical precedent. As in compromise, we could adopt Vault City's servitude system, providing food, protection, and medical care in exchange for involuntary servitude. But others say that seems like slavery with extra steps. We're not letting slavery be legal. It's not happening. If they wanted slavery, they'd have elected Anderson. No extra steps. We're gonna do the mutant question, so we're gonna be able to do this stuff. I want to get this mutant issue thing out of the way. Where did all these military factories suddenly come from? We're gonna set most of them onto armor. I think so. So everything should have now become cores. So certain things... Huh. Okay. Must have been upgraded at some point. The mutant question. Okay, first I want to check something. Resistance. Resistance is going down. Okay. Compliance is more or less the same. Troll warrens are winning up to the north. They'll delay the Brotherhood for a while when they eventually decide to come down towards us once we reveal ourselves, I hope. The Enclave of Old barely recognize the mutant denizens of the wasteland as human. Many among us still don't, desiring clear lines to be drawn between purebred human and wastelander mutants. The official stance of our government towards our mutated subjects must be made clear to those within and without the Enclave. We're going to expand the definition of human. We fight not to enslave, but to set a country free. It's only right. Okay, so more legitimacy. More legitimacy. More legitimacy. And this should begin integration, replace with completed integration, which will change just about everything and removes all of these negative effects. Plus, we can go down this way. I want to accept all peoples. And also this. American Dream. We're going to do this one first. Going to get political power, war support, and... Alright, let's see here. Let us make our vision clear to all those within our borders. Our aim is to revive the United States of America. We do not intend to make any compromises with the new California Republic or anyone else who stands in the way of our destiny. Which means we will be able to start rebuilding the country. Let's see, when will you be turned out? July of this year. Okay, that's not bad. And you... June of this year. Alright, cool. We're gonna unpause the game. Things are moving a bit fast, but as to be expected. Let's get this research first. Advanced smeltery, I think it was. We're gonna go with this metalworking one. Okay. Recently, a commander position has opened up. There are 2 available candidates eligible for promotion, an older, experienced Navarro veteran, and a younger, outspoken reformer. So either we get army experience or we get more... We still get army experience, but we get more intellectual support. We're gonna go with this guy. We want to keep as much reformer support as possible. As long as we can. We are getting fairly far in the Special Forces perks for our Enclave.
This is
Power
Enclave
armor
main com.
units, should I say.
Enclave here.
Let's see, the template for you guys is this. And the template for you guys... Okay, you guys must be the same... Oh. I was clicking the same person. The Navarro veterans in comparison to Granite Defense Company is not great. Must be the same for this. Okay. And the new troops we are training, the Enclave Power Armor Infantry, is the same as the Granite ones. So
This is Enclave main com.
we're going to change the rapid response units to... We cannot change them to Enclave Power Armor units. However, if I select less than that... No. What if I just try to change one over? Nope. Just straight up no. Dang. We'll convert them later. Doesn't matter. Oh, wow. Game lag there for a second. We're gonna go ahead and pay that off immediately. The followers of the apocalypse. Following their recent establishment in our neighboring rivals, a group of humanitarian pacifists, I don't like that word, who dubbed themselves the followers of the apocalypse, have begun trickling into our lands. Their aim is seemingly noble, to provide services to those in need, ranging from medical care to agricultural advice. They care for the parts of society we prefer to forget, be them homeless or junkies, and are accepting of all that have no one left to turn to. On this front alone, we have no qualms with them. After all, who would refuse free medical supplies? Problems only start to arise when you look closely at our neighbors. Where the followers have been established for a while, Support for any sort of war amongst the people of these nations is slipping, as they prefer to stay on their farmsteads and practice their new medicines. There's even some indication that the followers accept seditious anarchists into their ranks, who are intent on either burning our nation to the ground or seizing power themselves. We may need to keep an eye on them. Therefore, it is decided to tolerate the followers remaining on our land. Once established in a nation, the followers appear very difficult to uproot. We must therefore decide swiftly, before they have a chance to settle down properly, whether or not we should welcome these followers of the apocalypse and their strange beliefs into our lands. Accepting them will undoubtedly bring benefit, but what long-term cost? Let them come, they'll do only good. We accept them into our lands. Allow us to use special, powerful decision to gain certain benefits. However, if we are cruel, wicked, and bloodthirsty, they might have demands of their own to make on us. Or we decide they can go find somewhere else to live. Well, we're not planning to be the purest faction, if that's not obvious as it is. Yeah, I'm just going to pretty much ignore this tab for as much, if not as completely. I've let them come in, but I'm not going to help them if I can avoid it. It doesn't feel like a good idea, to say the least. Something about it just doesn't seem right to me. $2.15 is like out here, isn't it? Oh no. Or maybe not. Dr. Henry is an ex-Enclave medical scientist. He used to work with the Enclave's cybergenetic research program at the Poseidon oil rig and at various other Enclave installations. Later, he deserted the Enclave due to a conflict with another scientist. When he received word of the revival of the Enclave, he was skeptical at first, but once news spread of our efforts to become a worthy American government, he has left his clinic in order to rejoin the Enclave and get one more grand accomplishment done. Welcome back, Doc. I believe I remember him being shown in New Vegas. Brain drain. While losing our friends and families to pre-granite mindset, that is not the worst part. Many of them were our best and brightest in the science division. While a few still remain, they are left picking up the scraps that have been left by the Exodus. We, of course, can train a new generation of scientists, but that will take years. What few scientists we still have are struggling to learn what their former colleagues and superiors knew. But it's going to be difficult at best, and many of them are still reeling from the loss of the betrayal. While this is a disaster, it's not the worst we've been dealt. We came back from Navarro, we can come back from this. Really, I wish I put more points into intelligence. That's not good. That's not good at all. That is like the opposite of good. Huh. Well, that's gonna be interesting to deal with. The Shia are victorious in Navarro? Commies on American soil. Hey, MacArthur. That one thing that appears to be the American government, but is kind of the American government, but isn't the American government. I'm sorry, I remember that they're technically Enclave members, if not complete Enclave members. They're a little different. So, you guys should be done by July, as I recall. You guys will be done by June. I don't know if all you will be done by June 20th at the same time. You will, so that first thing will be out. Alrighty then, our flag is still here. The Enclave dream has always been to restore America to its rightful shores, from sea to shining sea. It is what drove the Enclave on through those dark early years after the Great War. what kept their drive going for over 100 years, and what was the spark of that returned them to the shores of California when they began their return. The light was thought dead in these past 30 years since the destruction of the rig, with many proud Americans hunted down like rabid dogs, many times shot dead in the streets. But no longer. President Granite today announced that the Enclave dream of returning the Stars and Stripes to the shores of America will begin in earnest. That steps would be taken to infiltrate and lay the groundwork for America's return. All he asked for was time. Time to ready. Time to prepare. That soon, one day, this new world will see the return of the United States, and that nothing, not even a tribal, was going to stop them this time. We're gonna get more base war support with that, folks. With between those two. Oh lordy lord. Ah yes, the Department of Defense. So that is pretty much my war tree. Infiltrate the NCR. This will help us get where is it? This will help get the political power down that I have to pay every time for that. We pay, sorry. So we can go this way. We can also go for Reno Newborn. Which pretty much just restates a lot of what the United States was. Rebuilding a nation, we had to beat the the new Californian Republic. So to unlock all of this, to do this, we had to take certain territories. I imagine. I'm not certain what this. We had to do focus rebuilding the nation, which I believe is up here. Yeah, rebuilding the nation. So we gotta defeat them. Rebuilding a nation. So yeah, we gotta defeat Mr. We gotta defeat the NCR. This would be returning the branches of government. This would help with dealing with the issues of New Reno. The resistance. I guess getting the compliance up. Shouldn't be much of a problem, but I don't know. I suppose it gives me certain buffs. Legitimacy here. A decision between more military factories and civilian factories. This is civilian factories and infrastructure, which is pretty good. This adds new Reno police, which grants recruitable population goes down, stability and resistance activity chance. Both go in positive ways. Also this path over here. I want to infiltrate the NCR first, so we can get some of that political power down, or political power cost down for the most part. After days of siege and relentless fighting, Hidden Valley has fallen. Mojave territories have been able to take the extensive bunker network of Hidden Valley through pockets of isolated resistance still exist. Fighting to the last man, it's unsure if this victory was truly a victory for Mojave territories. Was it worth the price that was paid in blood for this land? Wait, what? Yes, I know that it said that, but I don't understand. Oh. Oh, I see. They beat the Brotherhood here. We got Vegas and we got the Mojave territories. They just beat the Brotherhood there in Hidden Valley, in this little region here. Honestly, I don't know who would win at this point. If I okay, they're good. They're good friends with the 80s. They're good friends with Vault City. Okay, let's see what I know so far. They have 33 to 52 divisions. 3 to 5 are total special forces, max of 5, minimum of 3, probably about 4. Max of 52, probably about something like 40 in total divisions. They got 92 civilian factories, 31 military factories, 137 overall. They have a navy, cannot relate. They have an air force, which we might need to get to. Let's look at our neighbors real quick. So, we got the Vipers. They have somewhere between... They have like about 20 factories. Jackals have 3. Vault City has, out of anyone next to us, they have the most, besides the NCR. But they have a hot amount. Primarily civilian factories, but still. Okay, so between the Vipers and Vault City, we have to decide which one of those two we want to go after. The problem is they have a decent amount of divisions. Luckily for us, we have something they don't. It's called power armor, and it's very good, but it will not single-handedly turn the entire tide of an entire war against someone with double the division count we have. Oh, I'm sure we can push them. By the time July comes around, we'll have more power armor divisions. Alright, hold on. What's this about? Remnants wish to return. We have been contacted by the leader of a sizable company of Enclave remnants. They have survived the decades as raiders, greatly feared due to their advanced tactics and technology. Having heard rumors of the return of the Enclave, they're asking to be reinstated into our armed forces. While the extra manpower could be very useful, their disdain for the mutants rivaled that of Anderson and his ilk. We must therefore consider the political consequence of accepting them into our ranks. We'll take the hit for the popularity of the elites in exchange for the divisions.
Enclave here.
It sucks in a way, but these are some pretty good divisions, and I don't want to give them up. In exchange for like the sliced bit of elite support, it's just not worth it. Besides, it's actively going down between those two, and it's going into the reformer faction. So it really doesn't matter. Eventually, it'll head down anyway. Adaptive chain of command, that'll be good. So now we have even more divisions. We have more power armor divisions specifically. When we eventually decide to launch against the Vipers, Vault City, MODOK, because we're definitely going for pretty much everyone around us. We gotta get as much civilian factories and military factories and general resources that we can from these surrounding territories before we go up against the NCR. Because keep in mind, the NCR goes all the way from 4 ways up here in Reading, all the way down to here in Tiano and I don't know how to pronounce that. Ocotillo? Close to Baja. Plus, they got the Mojave territories. And they're also good friends with Vault City. So, like, we gotta work fast. We gotta eliminate Vault City, and we gotta get the things we can from around us. We gotta get as much as we can, because the more civilian factories, the more military factories we have, along with more raw resources for our military factories, means a bigger chance that we can win against the NCR. We have now infiltrated the NCR. Political power gain, decryption will increase. Currently, the NCR suspicion is 10, so it will hopefully only cost us 10. So we can't do these currently until, because of the fact that we don't have a certain amount of suspicion on us. We're gonna go with the first brick. With new Reno under government better than drug-running gangsters, we can develop the city, because this can give us civilian and military factories. And infrastructure, also infrastructure, which will increase the amount of resources we get out of the city. And given the fact that no one wants to trade with us at all, we're a little starved on resources. So yeah. Oh, the Sisters of Steel. I forgot there was a whole bunch of... Alright, firstly, I wanted to come over here. Texan Brotherhood. Are they north? Sisters of Steel right here. MacArthur is slowly winning against Yellowstone. I'm sure they'll win soon enough. I want to look at their stats real quick. Okay, 12 to 25 divisions, somewhat comparable to mine. 27 to 35, they have more factories than me. We're on fairly good terms, given the fact that we're potential partners and we have the same ideology. Plus, they have a decent amount of resources too, which I like. But yeah, they're going to be useful to us, I'm sure, no doubt in the future. All right, let's see here. Tumor Granite. Seriously? That's the best they could come up with? Anyway, it seems even more doubters and traitors fled to the Arizona. We've been doing our best to keep an eye on them, and the latest batch dessert gave us a clue to where they are going. Using a loyal Sigma team, we tracked them as they made their way into Arizona, no doubt to join the Legion. We figured that they would be put to the cross like so many others, until today, however. Word reached us from a caravan of a chilling advancement. In Flagstaff, Caesar announced the creation of the Aquilian Palatine, the closest thing to a scientific body in the Legion, if there ever was one. There's no doubt in our minds that this is the Enclave who defected to his cause. What's worse is aside paradoxically advanced the Legion, Caesar claims that they have cleared his mind of woeful thoughts and distractions. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, which was rumored to be affecting the former faller of the apocalypse. Looks like Caesar isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It won't matter, we'll kill him regardless. He occupies rightful American soil. And when we conquer it eventually, we're renaming Flagstaff back to what it's supposed to be. Along with certain other cities and whatnot around the place. For example, I mean, actually, San Francisco is actually named San Francisco. I think it's. I think the city is called the Boneyard. I think it's supposed to be L.A. But I don't know. That's besides the point. Um, that's not good. See, it means Caesar won't die from his tumor like he would have technically done in regular New Vegas, which is not great. Um, no broadcasts. We gain 3.64 political power a day. Legitimacy is cancelled out by stability, loyal officers, brand radness, and the first brick. Yeah, we're gonna get reformer propaganda. It'll get us even more in terms of this right there. 2276. Well, I'll be. She looks pretty good for 500. America's 500th birthday is approaching, and some would say she's showing her age. The land is scoured by mutants and raiders, and the Enclave, America's last great hope, is a shadow of its former self. But to Granite, this is just a cause to redouble his efforts. Americans, he declares on the radio, have never bowed to a despot and never will. Things may look bleak now, but America will survive for the next 500 years and well beyond that. Because Americans will always fight for freedom. God bless America. God bless the Enclave. And happy 500th birthday to the United States. Reno returns. Orion Reno is a soldier that used to serve in the Enclave until the destruction of Navarro. Like many others, he fled south into the NCR. A loyal soldier, he has never given up on the Enclave's dream of a restored America. When rumors of the Enclave's return reached him, Orion packed his bags to rejoin his lost comrades in arms. See, okay, so he gives division recovery rate plus 10% and stability, which is pretty good. Yeah, so normal factions have access to this. But the thing is, we, as the Enclave, aren't particularly, we aren't exactly very good at it. Alright. We're gonna go send out spies now in the NCR. We're gonna get rid of this. Hide activities. We can sit here for a while for the hide activities thing. I think that's where I'm gonna end this video today. It's been fun. We defeated Reno, or New Reno. This time, I'm gonna make sure for good. Not as if my my save game isn't backed up to June 1st. You can ignore this. I have been long before this. I have been testing out the Enclave. You can just take it as that. So we're gonna save the game when I leave this time for sure. We got our first 4 divisions out of here, out of this. When July comes around, we'll have these 3. These 2. Oh. Dang. apparently we don't have a high enough cap for that. So I think days have gone down for that. I'm gonna let like a day or two pass. Okay, yeah, it had nothing to do with the equipment or anything, so there was nothing to do with that. Yeah, unfortunately we reached our limit for special forces, but that's fine. Because we'll deploy 2 new
Enclave here.
power armored divisions, making that up to 10,
This is
along
Enclave
with
main
4
com.
more to send off to our mainly infantry-based group. When we come back, we'll finish up the first brick, which will give us civilian factories and infrastructure. And then we can either prepare expansion, which will give us more war support, and we can start getting war goals on our surrounding what's the word? Our surrounding neighbors. Oh, that's where the 215th was. I couldn't find them earlier. Or we can continue doing something like the Reno Reborn path all the way down here to new Reno address, which this will be fairly helpful. We could do probably the police or just continue on this. Or we could probably do the Department of Defense. I remember it being suggested that we should not heavily focus into this because it will stall us out in terms of development. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, we could also go for the integration thing. That'll be fairly helpful. Legitimacy will certainly be helping. The legitimacy effects are not great because we have low legitimacy, but in compliance growth, mobilization speed, political power gain, that'll be incredibly helpful later on. So we can, once we get integration, we can even get more manpower too. But that's besides the point. I thank you all for joining me on this third Enclave video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless the Enclave. God bless America. God bless President Granite. And that is Dragon Man out.